so many thoughts. First of all, can it be done? Absolutely. There are so many people with so many various interests and knowledge, so much knowledge in different areas, and all of the things that they have to offer this whole YouTube space and little world. I call it like a YouTube world, so I could see it happening. I could see that working for some. I think we would be fooling ourselves to think that it could work for all, though. Hear me out, because I'm not a dream crusher. I promise you, I'm not. Any job, anything that we do, it takes time, it takes knowledge. And the added thing with YouTube, though, is not only does it take time and knowledge, it takes appeal. You have to appeal to people and appeal to them in such a way that it draws people in, not only draws them in initially, but it captures them and they stay. That is a talent. That is a special talent. And I know for me, I've been on YouTube since June 1st. I made my first upload on June 1st of this year. That is a journey for me. It's going to be a journey for me, because I don't have conventional appeal. Now, I know that myself. And if you can recognize that yourself, then you got to work. You got to work some things out. You got to work around some things. So I just feel like it's so risky to just give up the method that you are paying your bills to immediately jump up here, especially if you have not established a fan base. You have not established you don't even know how all this works. God bless you if you could do that. I could not. I could not do that. I could not just go all in. And do I trust myself and my work ethic? Of course I do. But the one thing this app you can't get from just you and your drive is appeal. You can't make people watch you. So, and that's just a big part of this whole thing. So how do I feel about folks who just decide to quit their 9-to-5 and do YouTube full time? I say good luck to you. That's really, I can't even, I don't knock you for it, but I do believe that you should really think long and hard before doing that. I think everybody gets up here and we all have the dream of, like, number one, being monetized, and number two, being a popular kind of YouTuber. I think we deny the skill level that it takes to do so. Some people are just not going to dig you. They're just not going to like it, just not going to dig you at all. And that's a factor that you really can't control. You can act. I guess you could get up here and act if you wanted to. But that factor is such a huge factor up here. So I don't know. I wouldn't be advising people just to go ahead and quit their 9-to-5 to do this. I would say maybe do this in conjunction with your 9-to-5 for a while until you get the momentum and the audience, and you've learned to keep their attention, not only get their attention, but keep it, and then make the decision to quit your 9-to-5. For me, that's going to be a long way. from now, because like I said, I already know that I'm not going to conventionally draw people in, and that's just what it is. But when I came up here, I wanted to be creative in a way. I wanted to express myself, and I also wanted to find who is meant to find me. So although I want to be monetized eventually, and maybe that will happen for me, maybe not, I do want to make sure that I am finding an authentic audience for what I bring to the table, what I bring to this platform. So, whew, I could never advise that. How do you guys feel about this? How do you feel about this topic and this trend of just throw caution to the wind and just do YouTube full time? Like, how do you feel? What do you think people should do? I think that it can work for some. I just don't think it can work for everybody. There's no way, or it would be too easy. Everybody would be doing this, because who wouldn't want to just do content and not have to work? Now, on to some of my little life topics that I have going on. So, if you have been watching my most recent videos, you know that I have a plumbing issue, and that plumbing issue is a leak outside of my old home. I do live in an older home, although it has, like I said, it's been remodeled inside. The outside is still old, and there are going to be issues. And so one of my main line from my water meter has a leak that needs to be repaired, and I'm still up in the air on that, because the plumber is going back and forth with the warranty people that I paid, and it's just a mess. And it may end up being that I just pay this repair out of pocket. I am not sure yet. I'm trying to see this through and not let my desire to control every situation lead me to making a rash decision. So that is where that stands. It is not resolved. No, I do not know when it will be resolved. I know I spoke with both the warranty people and the plumbers on Friday. So they want me to check back in on Monday. So that is what I will be doing with that. This whole thing is just completely turned me off to any warranty services in the future. This is the second time this has happened, and both times I have been paying a coverage plan for years, nearly a decade, and so I'm worn out from it. What I've decided moving forward is that I will just put my own money. That's the same way I do with a car warranty. I put money in an account specifically for issues that arise. Let that money sit there and do it myself. And, I probably would do the same thing with car insurance if I could. But, you have to have car insurance or you get in trouble, and I'm not going to jail. So, I'm not getting a ticket either. So, in that aspect, I just have to just roll with it. I knew better. All that money could be sitting there, just waiting. And I didn't do it. So this was my final, it's the final countdown. No, this is my final hurrah with these coverage plans. It's not going to work for me. I'd rather save my own money and pay for my own repairs. So it is what it is. Oh well. Now, I did want to give some good news. I do have some good things to report. And the first of which is I am now officially under 10K for my student loans. And I'm going to show that here. Yay! I am so happy about that. It has been a long road. I started with $76,000 in student loan debt, and I am now at $9,990 and some change. I don't know, somewhere in there. I don't care. It's under 10K. I'm happy about it. I'm thrilled, and I'm glad to be seeing the end, seeing the end of the tunnel. It is, I don't even know how to express how happy that I am about it. Now, I will admit, I teeter-totter back and forth about paying that last 7K in December. I keep saying yes, yes, yes. And then things keep popping up and I say no, no, no. And then I just keep going back and forth. But I know this platform is holding me accountable to it. It's holding me to what I've said. And I'm so happy that I talked about it up here, because I feel like this gives me like the little motivation to stay on track. I was talking to my daughter about it today. She's like, "You've got to do it, Mom. You got to do it because you've been talking about this. You're right there. Like you can do it." And I just, I don't know, but I am just happy to celebrate any milestone that is so freaking major for me. And I never thought I'd see the end of this or even arriving to the end of it. So if you have a debt like mine, 76K, 100K, whatever, and it looks astronomical, keep pushing along, man. You can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. It may take a while. Good Lord, it took me years and years and years. But it's gone, and I guess this, or it's close to gone, and I guess this is more so for the people who, and you're not going to get forgiveness, like you're not in that bucket for forgiveness. I'm not, and I don't have that option. I just have to keep just trying to chug along. I've given up so much for this debt, and it's a price that I paid, obviously was willing to pay, and but I'm so close. I'm so close to the end. I cannot. I needed some joy in my week, and that was a joy. On to more bad news. Oh, guys, this old car of mine. For those of you who don't know, I drive a 10-year-old vehicle. And, when you drive an older vehicle, you are going to have some issues arise as the car gets older. Now, my car it's 10 years old. It has 82,000 miles on it. And I bought it with just under 30K. So I'm not an avid driver. I do not drive a whole lot. But uh, my most recent update told you that I had a light that came on. It was a DSC malfunction on the car. I had to take my car in for its regular maintenance, which I knew was going to be pretty high, simply because it's past the 75K mark, so there's so many things they have to do to it. And so they had to do the differential or differential something change. They had to do the oil change. They had to do all of the normal maintenance stuff that has to be done at a certain point in time in the car's life. That bill was a whopping $1,300. Woo! It was a little bit steeper. I expected maybe more, about $800 or $900. So it was a little bit higher, and a part of it is because I did extend my oil changes. They have that package where you get oil changes. So like the next time I take my car in, I don't have to pay for the oil change. It's already paid for, and then the next time it's already paid for. So a part of that was an add-on that I put on, but yeah, it was a doozy, but that's not the worst part. The worst part is the fact that it is not over. They also did a diagnostic that was part of that $1,300. It was 200 and some dollars to diagnose what was wrong, and I have some sensors that are failing. So they have to replace those. I requested they go ahead and replace all of them because one goes bad, then the next one's going to go bad. I just would rather get the whole shebang done. Let me drink some water. So for those, I shall be paying an additional $1,700. So my total car cost will be 3,100. Oh God, let me look. $3,106.25. And that includes everything that I just talked about, all the maintenance stuff I had done, and then my oil change stuff, and then the sensors being replaced. Well, to end on a good note, I did actually assist my daughter, and she was able to get her car paid off, and she did get her a new car, and that was on Friday. So yesterday she was able to go and get her new car. She did go with the Honda. And she's happy about that because previously she was doing, I told you guys she was gig working with Uber Lyft. Well, she had a Lyft car, and so she was having to pay a fee every week to do that because her other car is not working. As I said, we have that here, so that car was not functioning, and the repair to it was much more than what the car is worth. She was driving a little Kia Soul, and she drove that bad boy straight into the ground. So she won't have to be gig working like that anymore. In fact, she did a wedding. She was a wedding singer tonight, so she made $300 or $400 doing that tonight. So that, she does those kind of gigs too with her music and everything. So she did that, and she will take that car back on Monday and drive her new ride. And this is her new little ride. It's a cute little car. I like it. And it was in her price range. She didn't exceed her price range. She actually went by herself and did all the negotiations. She actually used my little tactics, and she did really well. I was really proud of her for, like, kind of standing on her business and getting it done. She did get it done, and here we are. Now she has a new ride, so I'm happy about that. And I don't know what this next week holds for me. I have to work tomorrow for my job because they're doing like some system changes and upgrades, and I'm gonna have to do some testing in there, and that's a whole thing in and of itself. So while you enjoy your Sunday, think of me as I will be working. But it's for a good cause, and hopefully everything is smooth sailing, but who knows. But that is all I have for the week. My highs, my lows, my joys, my failures. um, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, y'all.